I'm Naili Makangu, but people know me as the Mary Poppins of startups. I'm a software engineer that got lost into the world of leadership and management and eventually arrived at the show of startups and scale ups. I usually work with companies at the point where they are struggling to achieve something. Maybe they've been working on a project or building a product for a while and they feel a little bit stuck. And they want someone to come in and be the bridge between the technical and the leadership team to see what is it that we are not doing right. And I believe that by building trust, by just understanding each other the right way, and by really deepening the relationship, you can get more things done. Sometimes trust feels like it's a word a bit like sorry, right? Sometimes it can be overused. We say that a lot, but underutilized. That people don't always practice or create this atmosphere of trust in organization, even if we know that. And I believe that trust is really important and at the core of any type of progress you want to make in your organizations. When we look at productivity, we love to measure KPIs, yet we don't think about KPIs that we need to have for us as a team. So in my talk, I talk a lot about the trust bank account. What is a trust bank account and how can you manage that? What are some of the things that we are doing unconsciously that can affect our trust bank account? I will also touch a little bit about this idea of play. So how do you create a workplace playground when you use the trust the trust framework, right? Because I believe that play is not just about, again, I work a lot with startup and I work in a tech company, so free foods is the thing that we love, and video games in the office. People see that as play, or oh, let's go for a day away because we're a remote team. Yes, that is play. But the core play that I talk about is me coming to my desk and doing my job. And as an engineer, it was me coming to my desk, knowing that I have the right tool, we have the right processes, even if it's not 100% perfect, but I knew that when I come to my work, I will sit down and really, really enjoy what I do best, which is building great software. So regardless of what your role is, if you do not have a framework set up to start looking at what are the blockers that stop people from playing, and also do we have the right level of trust in the organization, which is why I talk about building trust as a smart investment for productivity for teams. I feel like it's going to be even another playground for me to go out there and discover all of the organizations that are in the process orchestration space and automation space and the work that Camunda does as well. It would be really interesting to be at the heart of such a great conference to really get the vibe of what's going on around me. You know, when we talk about automations and we talk about making things more efficient in the way that we're working, for me, that's leads to disruptions of how people work in a team. And again, it's interesting to see what case studies and how other people handle that, because with distraction of ways of working, we go back to a potential of destabilizing the trust bank account that I talk about, and how do people handle the people aspect as well. Because yes, you can have the right software, but if you forget the people aspect, then what do you have?